Hey everyone, how's it going? Bobby Watts here from Encore RC. And with me I've got the Invertix 400. This is our 3D fixed pitch quadcopter that we released last May. And I've been getting a lot of questions about this thing, and I just wanted to explain it to you guys, more or less. I feel like I haven't put enough videos out there explaining this little guy, so this is what we're going to do. We're pretty much just going to go over the thing, and I just want to show you, as a RC helicopter pilot, which most of you guys probably are if you're watching this video, I just want to show you how something like this can help you with your RC helicopter flying. So here what we've got, once again, the Invertix 400. So it's 400 millimeters from motor to motor. For battery size, we're running a 3S or 4S 2200 to 2600 LiPo here. It's a 8-inch propeller. Now the kit that the kit that we sell, it's everything you need. We include everything you need. A color manual, everything goes together in about an hour and a half or so. All you need to do is add a receiver and a battery. That's it. For you Spectrum guys, all you need is a Spectrum satellite and then just a receiver to bind your satellite to the radio. So overall, it's a really cool, I don't want to call it a toy, it's just a really cool model that you can use to help practice with your RC helicopter flying. It'll go upside down, it'll sustain inverted hover. You can go really fast with it. It'll go about 55 miles an hour on 4S, probably about 40 or so on 3S. Crash worthiness is where it shines. You can smack this thing into the ground. Sometimes it'll cost you freaking $2 for just a propeller. Sometimes you whack the canopy, that's 15 bucks for a new one. The arms are $4 for $12. So it's a really good model out there that you can use to practice your orientations and to practice some things you're not comfortable with before you go fly it on your helicopter. And it's also really, really easy to assemble and very easy to fix. So we're going to pop the canopy here, and I just want to walk you guys through it. Okay, so here's our Invertix 400. So as you can see, the first thing that's probably really obvious is we've got a really nice looking canopy here with a brightly painted scheme. So the schemes are available in 4 colors. We have red, yellow, green, and orange. This one's red. All the canopies are very visible, so it doesn't really matter what kind of color you pick. The color's forward for me, so this is the front of the quad. So canopy is removed by 4 thumb screws. I removed them already. So let's take a look. So we pop the hood, and this is what we got here. So as you can see, everything is really nicely arranged on the frame. The frame is available in 2 different versions. We have a carbon fiber and a G10 version. The carbon fiber version sells for about $30 more. The G10 version for the kit starts at $3.99 US. So as you can see here, we've got all of our speed controllers and our electronics up top. So I've got my Futaba receiver here. In here in the middle is the flight controller board. This is a Nano Wii. We find that this board's just really easy to use, and it just flies excellent. It's just really, really great. Here are our Outlaw 25 amp reverse 3D speed controllers. And as you can see, if I flip it upside down, the speed controllers simply just plug into a power distribution board. So that's the nicest thing about it. There's no soldering required. So if you bust a speed controller in a crash, or if you bust a motor in a crash, you don't have to solder anything. You can just take things off, plug it back in, and you're good to go. So no soldering design makes it really nice. The only thing you have to solder is your battery connector if you want to run anything else besides an XT60. XT60 comes with the kit. For skids, we've got 4 carbon fiber or G10 legs. They are meant to break. These are meant to break in a crash to save your frame. Skids are 4 for 20 bucks, so it's not too bad really. Carbon's even cheaper. I mean, the G10's even cheaper than that. So everything lays out very nicely. It's a super easy build. It's pretty straightforward. The nice thing about something like this is there's only 4 spinning parts. So on any crash or whatever, you know, you'll only break your propellers, your arms, or your motors or canopies. That's really about it. The legs will go as well. The frame usually stays intact. So it's really easy to put together, very easy to maintain, hardly any maintenance, and it's just really fun. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go fly it, and I want to show you, as an RC heli pilot, how to fly this thing and how to get the most out of it. Okay, so we're plugged in here, got the Invertix with my Futaba 14SG. Any 5-channel radio or more will work. So here's the theory on the motors and the speed controllers. This is how it works. So the Outlaw reverse 3D speed controllers work in such a way so that at 50% throttle and above, my propellers spin a direction to provide lift in this direction. As soon as I cross below half throttle and go the other way, my propellers and my motors will stop immediately from about 20,000 RPM and reverse the other direction to about 20,000 RPM the other way. So that'll provide enough lift for inverted flight this way. So let's take a look at it. So what I'm going to do is my arming switch is my idle up here. So I'm going to go to idle up, and I'm slowly going to go to half throttle. It'll begin a slow start. Now my motors are on. So you can see as I reverse direction here, I'm just barely crossing half stick. All motors stop and reverse the other way. Very simple. To disarm, I just hit my idle up switch again. Pretty easy. So let's take a look here. Let's fly it. All right, so now let's fly this thing. So the Invertix 400. Now here's the thing. I think you've seen a lot of videos of us throwing it around, doing TikToks, pirouette flips, but this video is a little different. I want to show you guys what I really think the Invertix is a perfect machine for. So as you can see here, we can do the reversal on the ground, make sure that the motors are operational, everything's operational. Now I think this aircraft is absolutely perfect for learning your orientations and learning your basic 3D skills. Like in our 3D video instructional series, Smack Talk, Burt Kammer and I would always recommend learning your basics. And I think this model is absolutely perfect for that. So you can use it to practice things like hovering in a box, you know? So I can work on tail end hovering in a square here and different positions. I can go nose in and I can practice flying nose in. And the beautiful part about it is if I crash this model, 4 props, 10 bucks, 4 arms are 12 bucks. I mean, the crash costs are just so cheap. And you can be up and flying again in a matter of minutes. You really hardly break anything. I think it's really good for your hovering boxes. We can do the same thing inverted. So I can bring it inverted. And instead of trying to do TikToks and pirouette flips and stuff, let's just use this thing as a training tool for my inverted hovering, for example. So I can practice nose in hovering. I can move it around the field nose in. I can practice tail end hovering. So as you can see, the white is my tail, the color is the forward direction. I can practice my forward flips, back flips, sideways rolls, pretty much anything. So I did some back flips, did some forward flips, and I'm just taking this thing really easy. You can practice our pirouettes. So I practice inverted pirouettes. Both rudder directions. Then we can flip it right side up and practice the same thing. I can even practice my moving pirouettes. So I can pirouette here in a circle here. And this is the same type of thing that we would be doing to practice our 3D helicopter flying. But once again, we just have a different platform for practicing. And you can just do this in your backyard. As you've seen here, I've really kept it in a really small box. And if you whack it in, it's not really going to cost you hardly anything. You can practice your funnels. This is the same movements here as a 3D helicopter. So we can practice funnels. Now something like a TikTok or pirouette flip would obviously be a little bit more difficult than a helicopter, but it'll still do it. Something like that. But once again, I would definitely use this to practice our orientations and our hovering especially. You can also practice things like our flying circuits. So I can fly here in a circle. Okay, so I can work on inward turns here. I can go in a figure 8 and do my inward turns as well. We find a lot of people have a problem with this, with 3D helicopters. But we can use the Invertix to practice this. On both a 3S or 4S battery, I can do like a stall turn. I can do lots of things that I can do with my helicopter, just a different way. I can practice backwards flying. So here I'm doing a backwards circuit. I can practice backwards inverted. So there's just so many things that we can do because the Invertix is really the ideal learning platform. It's just so great for learning anything that you want to learn to maybe apply to your 3D helicopter or potentially use this to get into 3D helicopter flying or just use this to perfect your 3D quad flying abilities. So once again, this is the Invertix, $399. All you need is a battery and a receiver and you're ready to go. So once again, ideal learning platform here. Definitely check it out. You can see the videos of all the other guys hot dogging it and stuff. But for learning, this thing's the best. So anyway, thanks for watching. Appreciate it.